Okay, so should be live. I'm gonna put in some earbuds, double check that in a minute. Figured I'd get a quick one in before work. I'm assuming the new patch hasn't rolled out yet. I thought it had, which is weird, honestly. But maybe we just got the notes and it's released for next week or something. I don't know. But let me get the character portraits before I forget. Especially the Leroy one, because I do still want to invest some time in Leroy. And while I'm here, I can... Oh. What is the... Oh. I have a quick little thing on Leroy, not Leroy, on Fakaram. I'm excited for Fakaram, not even gonna lie. But I understand, but okay, let me fix this. First and foremost, if you're watching this, hello, I am T. I like to talk about shit in stream, that's about it. So anybody that was watching Evo Japan, I actually haven't seen any of the matches from Evo Japan. I'm gonna watch Grand Finals because obviously me playing Brian, amazing as usual. But I can't say I'm that like, bro, I'm old. I'm officially old now, so yeah. But we got the trailer for Fakaram, which I'm excited for. You know, I like Fakaram. I wasn't able to play him really much in season 7 during his competitive high. I dabbled with the character, I liked what I saw, I love his aesthetic. I admit he is a bit over-designed. Maybe they should have pulled back on the amount of tattoos, especially on the face, but good character either way. People like to say that it's very edgy, which I'm not for. If you actually play the character and you see his interactions, he's actually very, very, very humble, which I'm for. I think that's kind of cool. You know, it's kind of counter to the general aesthetic of that you would expect for a character like that. So I'm happy for Fakaram. I am not happy that Bruce is not here. Like, big and serious. Especially now, I've been dabbling down the Muay Thai fight rabbit hole and looking into like Muay Thai and kickboxing and stuff because I'm weird like that. You know? I think Tekken's in a very unique position where they can represent a whole bunch of different fighting styles that branch out from one form of martial art. So as you can see, I play Brian. Brian also does kickboxing. I guess the closest thing I can say to being a main in Tekken 7 for me was Josie. So I obviously have a thing for kickboxing. I play Sagat in Street Fighter 5. Can't think of any other fighting games that I'm dealing with right now. But, you know, kickboxers, amazing. And there's so many different variations of the style. Which means now they have 4 different characters, genuinely. And I don't think Josie's ever coming back. As much as I would like Josie to come back, I don't think Josie's ever coming back. But if she does, they have an opportunity for them to explore how Muay Thai, Muay Boran, kickboxing, Burmese kickboxing, the very different aspects of that fighting style and how it's branched out can be represented within a fight. In all honesty, I think Fakaram should have been base roster. I don't like the fact that he's DLC again. But more importantly, I think Bruce should have been base roster. My biggest beef with Tekken as a franchise, as a series, at this point, is that they have great characters in terms of design, they have great characters in terms of personality, they have great characters in terms of storytelling potential, right? And the developers clearly do not understand the gold mine that they have. That they've got this interlocking world that is very cohesive and works well. And that the stories kind of write themselves. Like, Kazuya is the main villain of Tekken 8. He arguably the main villain of the franchise, depending on who you ask. But definitely the main villain of Tekken 8, right? Bruce is one of the few characters, from what I remember, that is linked to Kazuya that has been on good terms with him. I'm not sure if he is still in Kazuya's corner, but big and serious, Bruce should be in this game purely for the fact that Kazuya is the central antagonist, and we need to see how somebody that has known him for a while. Bruce was his bodyguard, for real. Bruce was Kazuya's bodyguard since Tekken 2, and I believe that he was also still his bodyguard in Tekken 6. I'm not sure. It's been a while since I played Tekken 6, and definitely did not finish that story mode, right? And going from the cutscenes in Tekken 5 and Tekken 5DR, and I believe Tekken Tag 2, like they were very much positioning Bruce in that Sagat redemption kind of formula, right? You know, he's going to inner cities and giving black kids, little black kids boxing gloves and shit. Like, hey, so I'm gonna be a pillar of the community now, you know? And that's like they had him back one up car to save a bird. Like, how do you not like Bruce? Bruce is such wholesome energy, which is interesting because he's related to one of the most despicable characters in fighting game history. Oh, let's be honest. Look, man, Kazuya's a cool character design. Kazuya's a shit character. I fucking hate him as a character. You know? Okay, I don't hate Kazuya as a character. I think he's a very interesting character, but like, he's irreprehensible. Like, you have to wonder what Jun sees in him, genuinely. And apart from Jun, like, Bruce is one of the few characters that is related to Kazuya, that is a decent human being, that has been known to stand in his corner, and yet he's disappeared from 2 games. Alright? Kazuya wasn't okay, we don't know. Kazuya was... It was up for debate who was the main villain in Tekken 7. Let's be real here, because Heihachi is even worse. Fine, we play a lot of Tekken 7 from Heihachi's perspective, but like, when you know these characters, saying that Heihachi is the hero of that story, no, he's not. Alright? They tried. They definitely tried. But no, he is not. You know? And Bruce is not involved at all in Tekken 7 and Tekken 8. Why is he not here? And this goes into another thing, because like, I make the point of multiple fighting style, a fighting style being represented in multiple different practitioners and how very different it can be. Why is Steve our only boxer? Genuinely. Why is Horang officially our only Taekwondo practitioner? You know? We have Lydia and we have Jin to represent different forms of karate, and technically Reina too, because she does Taido. You know, and I believe Taido is another offshoot of karate. I'm not entirely sure. I could be wrong. If I'm wrong, correct me. You know? But then we have, like, they built Azucena as a fucking mixed martial arts practitioner. And I was hyped for Azucena, for real. Like, genuinely, I was hyped. Like, okay, we get an actual MMA fighter. Genuinely. Which technically we already have, because we already have Paul. Where the fuck is this beautiful bearded bastard? We have Paul, you know? Sure, he's mainly judo, but he's very much in that MMA energy. And then we have Azucena, and what is she doing? I don't know. I've never seen anything that she does in an MMA fight. Genuinely, I appreciate the bubbly personality, and that we get to see her do her dancing thing. And one thing I can definitely give you is that Azucena screams personality. But I do not believe that she's a great practitioner of her fighting style. Why the fuck is this guy here? What does he do? Genuinely, for me, I think one of the worst characters in this franchise is Lars, because what the fuck is he doing? What fighting style is this? You know, and people like to claim, oh yeah, no, Tekken's not the very, very deep fighting style game, you know? That's Virtual Fire. Virtual Fire is a very deep 3D file that's meant to be grounded in shit. But, I mean, no, Tekken's always been goofy, but it's never been completely unrealistic when it comes to character movements, you know? Zafina's another one. Zafina doesn't seem as egregious to me, because I like her vibe. Lars is just annoying. Like, what is the spinning shit? Genuinely, what is the spinning shit? People that like this character, I don't get. Alright? I understand a lot of people that like this character, they're fans of Naruto and shit. You know, he's the anime character. Cool, cool. But what the fuck is Lars doing? So we can keep Lars, right? We can keep Lars, who we have no defined understanding of what he does as a fighter. But we lose Bruce. We lose, fuck, who else have we lost? We've lost Bob. I'd rather have Bob than Lars. Big and serious, yeah? Fine, we don't have Katarina, which is, I'm good for. Katarina was irritating, yeah? We lost Josie. Look, people don't like him, but we lost Ganryu. Fine. But at least Ganryu is representing a style. Like, genuinely. And if we're losing Ganryu to not represent sumo, can we get another sumo practitioner that's actually decent, please? You know? It's been, Tekken has way too many characters that I can't remember them all. I just remember that I don't like Lars, and that Lars is a waste of a character slot. Big and serious. There's no... Lars has die-hard fans, and nobody actually likes it. I guarantee you. Who else is fucking new in Tekken 6? Tekken 6 probably had like a bunch of new characters. Who have we lost? Honestly, I think that's it, you know, Bruce and Josie and Ganryu. I'm not really fussed about Julia all that much, but we do have a Baji-Kwan practitioner, but again, the diversity and the variety is kind of what we're lacking here in terms of actual movement and style representation for me. Oh, I'm sorry, how could I forget? How could I forget? Fucking Lei Wulong. I don't want Lei Wulong in this game, but I think it's a crime that he's not in this game. Lei, I think, is a Tekken fundamental that needs to be in Tekken, but Tekken 8 is such a volatile, aggressive game that he would be a nightmare to defend against. So, I personally do not want Lei Wulong in this game. But, from an actual Tekken fan that likes Tekken in its purest form, why is Lei not here? I would argue that Lei is a nightmare to develop just because he's got so much kit, and that I understand. Where is Miguel? Like, we have characters on the base roster that should be that aren't on the base roster. If we were gonna have Bruce's DLC, like I would have had Bruce as a DLC returning character for season 2, or no, not even season 2, season 1. Lydia, Brian, and Eddie. Oh, sorry, Brian. Lydia, Eddie, and Heihachi shouldn't have come back. I will die on this hill. I think Bakaram, Lydia, and Eddie should have been base roster. And arguably, I think Anna should have been base roster too. Anna is a character that's, from my understanding, I like Anna Williams. I really do. I haven't bought her yet because I just don't like the way that she plays. And I've been not buying Tekken 8 crap on principle because I'm not happy with the way that season 2's turned out so far. You know, like we haven't seen the egregious Brian Fury low, but we all know the low. We all know the low. All right, the low that is absolutely fucking. I'm playing a computer, so it's not even gonna be a thing. But like this shit, like. I mean, as a Brian player, and for me to, I think it would be that bad if it wasn't for Heat. But at the same time, Brian should not have this low. Fucking, why are you doing this at the beginning of the day on a big up Tuesday morning? fucking really. You have to mow the grass now. Can't do it in the middle of the day. Fucking living in a housing development. It's great. And I have a theory. Why do we not have another wrestler apart from King and Armor King? Like, big and serious? I would like another grappling practitioner. I love another wrestler because you have so many different styles in wrestling that you can't just have it all be based with King and Armor King. That makes no sense. But Miguel is tied to Jin. Jin's the hero. Why is Miguel not in this game? Why are we paying for Lydia and Fakuram again? This is coming out as unhinged rambling, but you know what? I'm going to edit and upload to YouTube at some point. I would like to see Eliza back, but that's neither here nor there. I've basically made my point at this point. You know, I'm just finishing up these characters. I've got to go work in like, what, 15-20 minutes, so I'll be done after this. Fuck King, by the way. I still hate King. I'm not good at this game, so like, this way it is. But oh, did he get any move after that? Alright, fair enough. It would be King that I lose this to. Like, that I lose to first. I'm not even playing optimally because, you know. Yeah, no, go ahead. Take it, computer, take it. I deserve everything I get right now. I forgot what my point was, honestly. Heihachi should have stayed there. I'm very much sick of developers. I'm closing this window now. Sorry about that. Not committing to the pathos of their characters. Not committing to the bit. And I genuinely feel that Heihachi was meant to stay dead anyway. So, the fact that we got him back as DLC, not only is it annoying, but it's also very scummy. Like, fine, if you want to keep Heihachi in the franchise, then, like, just keep him in the game. Don't make him story relevant. Don't bother with the story mode edition or anything anyway. Like, hey, we're keeping him as a gameplay character, but we're gonna keep him dead, you know? Maybe, if it's gotta be a story-related thing, maybe Jin remembers, like, training with Heihachi or some shit. That's how we have his fighting style or some shit, you know? We've got Kazumi, who's gone now, too. Like, Kazumi we're never getting back, I think, unless it's a tag game. If they still do tag games, we're not getting Kazumi back ever again. But I think Kazumi had an interesting fighting style that I think needs to come back, you know? And actually, that kind of goes to my point with, like, Reina. Instead of making her a pure Mishima, if she had a bit more of Kazumi's toolkit and we have Kazumi at least existing within Reina, because it's been revealed that she's a Hachijo now, you know? So we still keep that gameplay style, and we keep the connection. And it would have been a very cool hint, like, genuinely, to her actual nature and her origins. That, oh no, she's actually not a Mishima, she's a Hachijo. That Heihachi is abducted because of his weird fuckery. So, justice for Bruce, honestly. That's all I have to say. I like Fakuram. I'm not upset that Fakuram's gone. I understand when people are upset that he's going back. Like, because God breaks are a pain in the ass. Let's be real here. God breaks in anything are a pain in the ass. So, and God breaks in Tekken, like, Steve's fucking nonsense is annoying, you know? Anna, I think, shouldn't have been DLC. Anna should have been base roster. I don't know why, especially because she's, like, half the moveset is already in the game. We have Nina already, so, like, just give us Anna too. Especially because you could have used her for story. Like, story implications for Anna are great, we want more interactions with Anna and Steve. I feel I feel bad for Steve that neither his mum or his aunt like him. That's absolutely horrible. Steve really is the unwanted dumpster baby of Tekken. Like, for real. Wait, did I just DC? Oh my days, I just DC'd. It's okay, luckily I've got the Audacity file for this shit, so... Wait, hold on, the stream's still live, but I disconnected from the Fight Lounge. What is this? Oh my god. Oh, and I think I got T all over my mousepad too, shit. It's alright. If I've got to fight the bot again to get the picture, cool. It's what it is. I've got to be gone and I've got to like finish up for work, getting ready for work anyway in 10 minutes anyway, so no big. Oh yeah, no, I got it. Cool. That's decent. That's actually pretty dope. Like, I don't get their DLC strategy with this. I really do not get their DLC strategy with this. Where's my phone? I need to look up Tekken characters that are missing now, like genuinely. Because I would have much rather Tekken 8 come up like maybe 2 to 3 months later than it released initially. If we had Lydian, Fakaram, and Eddie in the game. That way DLC doesn't seem unnecessary. Because... Oh wait, I have somebody actually watching me. I don't know if my chat widget is here. It's not up, unfortunately, so I don't know if you're chatting, but if you are, thank you for being here. Thank you for this inane nonsense that you're listening to. And I'm sorry that you're being subjected to my... Subjected to me. I don't know what to say. With my Billy Butcher skin, that's great. Tekken for years, I get that. But Tekken for years, I get that. But just for his fighting style, like, and to contrast with Harang as well. If we've got people have been going on about having a female Taekwondo character, you know, because I think those are mostly Juri fans. I'll be honest. That like, hey, we have Juri, and these fans are like, hey, can we have a Juri for Tekken, please? And I'm not against that. I'm not sure if anybody remembers the character from the 3D King of Fighters 8 games, but Chai Lim was always a very interesting design to me. So getting some form of that in another game would be cool, you know. By the way, SNK, bring back Chai Lim. Thank you. Like, please bring back Chai Lim. She was such an interesting design. I mean, also bring back Meili. Meili Jinju was cool, but bring back Chai Lim, because, you know, good design. I listened to the FDX video on the patch notes. I'm not good enough to tell you whether or not these patch notes are good. I'm hearing that it might be a good step in the right direction, which is cool for me, you know. As you can see, I'm still at my ruler, so I haven't played this all that much. But I don't want to stop playing Tekken 8. A lot of people like to hate on this game, and I get why, because of all the bullshit. But at the same time, though, Tekken 8 is the game that was finally serious into Tekken. I've been playing Tekken since Tekken 3, but I've always bounced off this franchise, like, genuinely. And I've tried several times to get myself going in Tekken again. And Tekken 8 is the first one that clicked. I don't know why. I have a sneaking suspicion it was because of Reina. I'm not gonna lie. You know, waifus tend to do that. Which is funny. Waifus got me back into Tekken 8, whereas waifus made me take it away in Tekken 7, because I quit Tekken 7 because of a fucking deathmatch with the Katarina, and I said, you know what, I'm officially done. Character was absolute garbage, like genuinely. Katarina was a mistake. A mistake that should never be repeated. I can give people wanting Lucky Chloe back because memes and hilarity, but never bring back Katarina, for real. Actually, to be fair, I would like Lucky Chloe to come back because I think Lucky Chloe is the most evil thing Kazuya has ever given us. I love the fact that she's bankrolled by Kazuya. Which, again, missed character potential. What, like, they said for a fact that Lucky Chloe is an idol to help hype up G Corporation, right? You can duck that, the second hit of that string too, and I really need to. Like, so, imagine if we got in the story mode, like, clips of a Lucky Chloe concert for Kazuya's True Devil Form coming out party or some shit. That would have been hilarious. People would have hated it, but I would have found it funny. You know? You have options for these characters. You have options for these characters. They're not just functions that you put in a box and that you keep around for nostalgia. That you... I don't know what it is with Bandai Namco, where their key focus of... I'm starting to think it's accidental that they keep designing these characters to be really interesting and not understanding that they keep designing the characters to be really interesting and not capitalizing on what they've designed, like genuinely. What is that? Is it, forward? No. I think it's forward 1+2 for the new dash. What is that? But they keep designing these interesting characters, like genuinely. And then they don't use them. Which is kind of my beef with Tekken at this point, because they don't have... Mortal Kombat gets a lot of shit for like the rebooting timelines and whatnot, you know? And like, yeah, it's annoying. But at the same time though, Tekken keeps trying to retcon the beginning of Tekken with... and the Devil Gene and shit. And people complain, but nowhere near enough as they should. And I think it's endemic of the bigger issue with the writing of this game and the direction of this game. One of the best things about Tekken used to be you get the wacky fucking arcade endings every now and then, like to contrast with how bleak and horrible the story was, and we don't get that anymore, you know? We don't get the amazing character when we do get character interactions, like with Brian and Yoshimitsu in this game. I think their intro cutscene is really good, and it takes stock in the fact that they have history and that they have animosity. One of the big things that I like about Anna is that when she did come out, they did give her a few character interactions that were really cool, but not enough. Like, they didn't acknowledge a lot of different relationships, you know? When it comes to Lei coming back, like, having Lei come back and getting to see how he deals with Brian now would be interesting. I think one of the reasons why I'm excited for Fahkumram, and one of the reasons why I like Fahkumram as a character, is because that he is a contrast to Marduk, because Marduk's like, apart from... fucking hell, again, really? Apart from... what? Yeah, we don't have another character that scales to Marduk in terms of size. And I think having Fahkumram around does that pretty well. Because, you know... we could have him be... because he's actually a TIE fighter from Thailand, we can have him implement more of the Muay Bran aspects of kickboxing, where he has a bit more of a ground game and a bit more of a grappling game, and he doesn't do sport kickboxing, so he's a lot more brutal, which will contrast well with with Marduk, which is what I like. That interaction at the beginning of Fahkumram's trailer is the dynamic that Marduk and Fahkumram need to have, because his backstory is that like the Thai government sends him into places to just deal with people, and that he's basically this dog on a leash, you know? Imagine the implications of him running into other people and them trying to help him like get out of his bondage and shit. Like, imagine him running into fucking Leroy and you want to give Jin a redemption arc? Have him help Fahkumram get his freedom and help his family. That will show that he's changing as a character. As opposed to like, nah, I'm really sad and I can't use the Devil Gene anymore, but nah, I could use the Devil Gene and it turns out I'm an angel and Yeah, like, you can do things with these characters, and you've got really well thought out, well fleshed out characters that you don't utilize properly. And it's come to a head now that we aren't seeing people come back, for example, and I think their interactions would have helped elevate Tekken 8's story, something vicious. It's like a giant microcosm of things. I'm getting my alarm to wrap it up. That's my wrap it up alarm, apparently. But it's a microcosm of things where reselling characters that we already have, everybody hates. And by saving them for DLC, right, means that you deprive yourself as a writer and as a developer of narrative tools that you could utilize to get people invested in your universe. And also, it sells you short because now you have to waste time re-giving us what we already have when you could have given us something that we would have appreciated much more. Imagine it, yeah? We have Bakaram, we have Lydia, we have Eddie, we have Anna base roster. Alright? Fine, keep Heihachi as DLC. Could you imagine the pop we would have gotten if, for Evo, we got Bruce back? Like, instead of Heihachi coming back for Evo, imagine the pop we would have gotten for Bruce. I think the pop would have been legendary. Because Bruce is missed, genuinely. And I have a sneaking suspicion that if we do get him back, like, it'll be a flash in the pan. It's like, yeah, we finally got Bruce back, and then nobody's gonna care afterwards. But if you want hype, bring the character back, and then let him flounder afterwards. Even then, you know. That's it. I'm gonna end up editing this up and chopping it down. This isn't anything important. This is me testing out my new components to see how I play Tekken 8, and it plays wonderfully, so I'm happy about that. And trying to get back into a rhythm of doing stuff on my own and streaming and whatnot and talking to an audience that isn't there yet, but I'm hoping to be listening. I'm hoping that my thoughts are a bit more coherently structured, but, like, you know, I'm gonna get ready and go to work, so I'm not late. If you do ever come across this, if you see the VOD, thank you. If I upload this to YouTube and you agree, let me know. And if you have any thoughts and opinions, feel free to share them. I could care less if it's negative or positive. Like, just tell me what you think, because I like discussion, I like discourse. It's how it works. So please remember, don't be nice, be kind.